Hello and welcome everyone to Imperial's Sustainability Leadership Program pre-enrollment webinar or information session if you like. My name is Rudolf or Rudy Fallad. I'll be your moderator for today. And we have Frank Brook with us, who is going to talk to us a little bit about what this program can teach you, what you can learn there. He's the lead faculty for this program. So I will let him speak in a moment, but while we are settling in. So first and foremost, if you could tell us what brings you here today in the chat and what country are you connecting from, that would be great. Also, then going forward, I hope that there are, yes, you can see also the Q&A button there. So as you, hear anything that is unclear, then please put your questions in the Q&A. But for now, please let us know where you're connecting from and what brought you here. So let me see. I know there is a good crowd here, Frank. So where are you connecting from? And what brought you here? All right, there is one. All right. So Zoe from the UK. All right. Anybody outside of the UK? All right. It's Rich from London. And Laura is based in Switzerland. All right. Okay. A couple of more. Everybody's ready? All right. Emily from Germany. And London. All right. Ulrike from London, interested in sustainability training. So great stuff. Welcome, everyone. And we get going very quickly. We're going to talk to you a little bit about Imperial College in case you are not 100% sure what that means, taking a course from Imperial. And in case you're not from London, in case you are from London, this is going to be 100% online course, right? So there's no real advantage for you being close to South Ken and trying to pop in on Frank and asking him for a coffee. Maybe you see him there, maybe not, but the whole program is online. But however, there are many public events at Imperial, which you can, of course, attend if you like to. So Sarah, also from Newcastle. All right, so welcome. So once again, Frank, just say hello for now. Visiting researcher at the Imperial College Business School.
Yeah, hi everyone. Nice to be here. The photo is kind of a view into the past. So we do some time travel here as well, it seems. Yeah. Welcome, and I'm eager to tell you a bit more about the program.
All right, brilliant. So once again, my name is Rudolf or Rudy Fallad. I'll be your moderator today. So three things to remember about Imperial. This page is about Imperial, right? And that is the fusion of the three things, business, technology, and entrepreneurial mindset or entrepreneurship. So business, technology, and entrepreneurship. So we're going to talk to you about sustainability. You are all business leaders. We'll tell you a little bit about who is this program ideally for. But the perspective of all the teachings at Imperial is really taking all of these things, three things, into one coherent view, and that is business, technology, and entrepreneurship. So it's about technological leadership, it's about business applications, and it's about being entrepreneurial. And as you can see on the right side, this is a top-ranked business school by many measures. It is, of course, steeped in research, but once again, it's all about application at Imperial. It is a business school. It's not a dry academic institution as you might be afraid of. So, Frank, tell us more about your background and your colleagues as well.
Sure. Thank you for this introduction, Rudy. It is nice to be here. As I said, you said people might pass by and drop in and see me for a coffee in London. That's less likely because I'm actually placed in Cape Town. So it's a truly international program. So I'm an Austrian who lives in Cape Town, who works for Imperial College. I'm there from time to time, but not all the time. So you see that my outfit, it's summer here, and so I'm representing maybe part of the diversity of this program. I will introduce myself and the two of the key researchers and presenters and lecturers now, but you must know that there are more than 30 people who contributed to this program and who you will hear in interviews or in short video sequences. Me myself, I'm a hybrid person, half consultant, half academic for the whole of my professional career. So this is also what this program reflects a bit. We wanted to be very applied, but bringing in the latest research, and we make sure that we always keep on track with what we have to do to say there from new things. I come from a cross-cultural background, always dealt with culture, business scholar basically, and cultural transformation is one of the big topics in the program as well. Maybe I should say a bit more about my fellow people in this program. There's of course Maurizio Solo, and Maurizio is one of the most well-known names in strategy and sustainability. So together we founded the Golden Impact Foundation, but he is an academic that has publications in the most relevant journals all around the globe. Just recently, a publication that we also have here that we use in the program was published in Nature, and this is kind of the highest that you can go. So he's a well-known author and very flexible in his thinking also. So he's not only a business scholar that was educated in Wharton and held positions in all kinds of at INSEAD, at Bocconi University, and now at Imperial, but he's also very flexible in his thinking. So you get some out-of-the-box content. And this is also true for Livio, Livio Scalvini, who is there with us. Livio, came in from a different angle. He's not an academic really. He used to be a banker, and eventually he thought, I need to do something for this world, and not only banking business. So he helped along more than 1,000 here. We have 1,200 startups with innovation processes and stakeholder integration. So he really knows what he's talking about, and he will participate in this program also in the way that he leads the innovation discussion. And you will see there's a lot there from his background that he brings in, and that he kind of is already the first person to bringing in the business angle, and how does it look from a strategic, innovative perspective. And as I said, it's not these three people and how we see the world. We have more than 30 people in this program, and we try to really pick the experts in each field, right? So when we talk about climate, we have the climate experts. When we talk about circular economy, we have the specialists in this field. So it's not one program where we talk to you all the time of our perspective, but you get the best people, the thought leaders in each area to contribute.
All right. Well, great stuff. Thank you, Frank. And maybe you can, of course, add to this. But first question is that people may have is, who is this, relevant for, right? The first thing is, it is for senior executives who are obviously nowadays charged not only with achieving strategic objectives for their shareholders, they also need to look after a wider group of stakeholders, and sustainability plays a huge part in this. So that is one potential group of people that can benefit from this. And of course, if you are a CSR or sustainability specialist, this will give you the cutting edge, the latest, greatest knowledge about what's going on in sustainability in business. And if you are a mid to senior level functional manager, especially in traditional industries such as energy, industrial goods, or logistics or manufacturing, where sustainability is getting higher and higher on the priorities list, this is also a great program for you. And lastly, if you're a consultant that tries to help your clients to achieve their sustainability objectives and societal expectations, that's also a great program for you. So anything to add from your side, Frank?
Yeah, I just wanted to say from our experiences now in this program that it's really this mix that we have there of all the four categories are there. And this makes it really very interesting because we see that senior executives take out and look at different aspects of the program, and people on the mid-level who want to kind of strengthen their professional capabilities and profile are also there. And we have lots of people who took on CSO positions, as chief sustainability officers, who started with our program. The nice thing about it is you have the chance. It is an online program, right? So you're not sitting in a room with all the other people, but there are enough chances to meet these peers that with you in a cohort, and to also hear the perspectives, these diverse views on how things go. And we found this is a very, very great asset. Actually, the participants, the people who were there with their profiles, with their diversity, they make part of the flavor of this program.
All right, wonderful. So we'll talk about it in a moment a bit more as well. What are the possibilities for you to network with your peers? You can come and learn from the specialists, from the faculty, but also from your peers. So let's hear from Frank and find out a bit more what you can learn in this program. So let's talk about Module 1.
Okay, so we're going through module for module. Maybe let me say some general things right in the beginning here. When we tried to put this program together, our main thinking was it shouldn't be a program like every other, where we just look at the theories and then present theories and move on from day to day. We wanted a few things. We wanted diversity in the lecturing field. So we wanted people there from business, from academia, from NGOs, from all different, from consulting, and so that's part of it. And we wanted to have the specialists for each field. For instance, in the environmental impact on business, in the first module, we already have there the climate specialists, right? So it's not us talking about something we read about or we hardly know, but they're the specialists who tell you more about this, as is true for the second module where the social impact specialists come in. So we have the environment and the impact, or the social impact already there. There are other things that are very important for us. They're the guiding principles of this program. One thing is data. So you have the possibility to even play with data, and we'll show you the data that is now available on how companies deal with sustainability issues. And you can't get this data anywhere at the moment because it's our research at the Leonardo Center at Imperial College. And so this is very, very, very precious and part of it. And there's one more general thing that I should say, and it will start with module 1 and go through all the modules till the end. That is the fact that we also added non-cognitive the learning inputs. So, for instance, we did a lot of research on how can you change mindsets of people best towards sustainability, and we realized meditation played a big role. So we offer you, as a part of the program, supported with neuroscience results and the way we did a lot of research on this, you can actually tap into this also every week. So I think this was also highlighted when we received the Financial Times Award for the Best Responsible Leadership Program in 2000. what in 2022 it was, that we have all these parts side by side. And the last part that I want to mention is the capstone project. So a logic that builds from the first to the last module, and where you will be asked to look around in your environment. You will have to search for information. You will dig deep into all these different aspects in order to come up with a project at the end that we'll mention. So we start off with the environmental aspects. It's basically the why we are starting off with, right? The social aspects. And this raises some eyes or eyebrows already and opens eyes, we realize module 2, because people think mostly environmental in many cases. And then we go into the very practical aspects of operations and circular economy, and how do we assess actually impact, and how do we assess all other aspects of business and sustainability. We can move on to module 4 and 5 and 6. So then comes the innovation part, right? Where we really want to see innovation. What is there? How can you generate new ideas? We try to also support the aspect of the ideation process around sustainable business models. So how can you take the next step? Which innovation processes are the strongest there? And you will get lots of examples also that you can draw from. And module 5, business strategy. So it's the first time that we tap in this program into strategy. We do it again at the end. But here we want to see, how does it all connect to the business strategy? And the good sustainability strategy is not different from the business strategy. It's part of it. If you have two, then you should try to integrate it. And this is what you will see here in this program, and where we try to give you the best ideas how to connect the two. From another perspective, we'll look at finance, of course, and the reporting aspects, very important. The finance aspect. So who finances your sustainability efforts, but what needs to be done? You can see already we're going through the different business functions of an organization, and we will, in these functions, try to see what does sustainability mean in this area. What does it mean for innovation? What does it mean for business strategy? What does it mean in finance? And an important part, particularly for those of you, and there were many in the European area, the new legislation and on reporting makes this very important. So we can move on to the next modules. So this is where my parts come in, purpose-driven leadership. So we do something you also don't find normally in business classes. I developed a kind of a model that's based on the principle of Ikigai. I don't know if you're aware of it, but the Japanese life philosophy. And we're trying to figure out purpose for leaders and how this integrates into an organization, what incentive systems can be there, how this can be developed and brought to fruition, that the purpose is not something that you have only on a piece of paper or on a poster, but is something that you have actually, that you see that the university, the organization breathes it and lives it. And this is true if you mention to transport it into the organizational culture. That's the next module. So how to mobilize people around sustainability, how to develop cultural change processes, and how to move from there. So this mobilization part, cultural change, is very important. It also has the notion of inclusion, which we definitely have there. And from there, we move into the stakeholder integration, into governance, right? Governance, most important aspect, because if your governance is not set up properly, most of the things go wrong. So we try again bring in specialists from governance to give us new ideas and different aspects there. And if we move on to the last modules, we there it gets really interesting now. So from what happens from module 10 on, first of all, you will have access to data. That's a relatively new feature of the program. You will have access to data from the Golden Sustainability data set. And so you will be able to access this data, which will show you how do companies address sustainability. You will see what behavior they choose. You will see what SDGs they choose, what stakeholders they aim at. So this is very interesting and goes together with the discussion on the purpose-driven enterprise. So as you can see, purpose here comes right at the end. So we very much believe in the fact that it is not an outside-in approach that you can use. Means for us, you set up a purpose for an organization, and then you go and try to figure out how to do it in every part of your organization. We turn it upside down. It's inside out. We say you need to first understand your organization really well to come up with the purpose, and then you already know how a certain purpose will work so that all the different business functions will be able to pull along. And this is what you hear about in this module 10 a lot. And we need to expand it though, because no company on their own, no leader on their own can make the big changes that we need. We need to have a change on ecosystems level. And so we open up the discussion in module 11 and look at it from an ecosystem. This is not only industry, this is we can also see from a country, from a regional point of view, but how do you shift the whole ecosystem towards sustainability? What part can you play in that? How can you support this? And so you will have a map of different key stakeholders in this process. And then it's the culmination in module 12, the transformation roadmap. So through all the modules, you will have collected data, and then you will be asked to assess your organization or an organization you worked for if you're not currently involved in one, and put all that all together into a pitch for a person, or for your CEO, for your CSO, whoever it is, you would pitch up an initiative that you develop. So you choose to develop an initiative that can be straight away implemented in your organization. And what is really fantastic for us to see is that this really happens. So we see that some of these initiatives that were developed through our program are actually then introduced in organizations. So this is how we think about sustainability mindset changes and programs, that the change happens during the program already. So these are the main modules, and you see it's a long program. And in every week you will have different case studies, people speaking from different companies, from different examples, and here you see some explanatory some examples for case studies that we use. Some of them more well known than others, but the main point is always that we stick to the business discussion, right? We don't drift off in theoretical modules, but we stick to the discussion on how does it affect business, a business function, and what can you do, what do you need to know in order to be the right person to drive such processes in an organization. That's what we see as an outcome. On the different levels that we had with the participants, you may not need to be right on top, but you need to be informed. You need to have a broad, comprehensive view of what you need to know to push this transformation process. And these case studies are very helpful in this context.
All right, brilliant. So
So,
thank you so much. Yes, thank you, Frank. And we have a first question. So maybe before we go further, let's try to answer this. Emily's asking, what are your thoughts on how how do you view, what are your thoughts and views towards environmental issues? How have they changed across the world over the years?
oh, yeah. Well, this is a very interesting question because one has to keep certain things apart because, first of all, uh, it's not the same discussion all over the world, right? So we have many different discussions. When you go to Europe, you will have a strongly environmentally influenced discussion. When you go to India, was at a conference recently on sustainability, environmental aspects were mentioned as a side note, but it was all focused on social impact. Same thing here for where I sit in South Africa. When you look at the United States, well, a lot of things are going on there now very currently, right? So you see we will see what this all means for us, for all of us. But one thing is for sure, the discussion has changed in the environment. If you look at the environmental part, it's not the same discussion everywhere, but it is, of course, strongly influenced by the measurable things. So the climate change discussion took over. It was not always the same. And there maybe it is a bit overshadowing certain other aspects like waste and water and air and so forth. In our program here, we look at all this. We take the SDGs. We take the 17 Sustainable Development Goals as the input, not ESG, right? And we say, okay, the Sustainable Development Goals give us all the challenges the world is facing, and we can address them in different ways. And technology changes the way we can and we discuss things, the way we need to discuss things change. So this is all a process. Just the last sentence, if I may, on this topic is that if you only look at the targets that we had in terms of climate change, it started with sustainability. It's basically meant do no harm. Then we said, okay, carbon neutrality, which meant you need to you can offset your carbon emissions, but you don't need to all get carbon neutral. It means you can still pollute, but you reduce the harm by buying some certificates or something. And then we had net zero, and our thinking is beyond net zero already. Net zero meaning basically no emissions, the being neutral on that level. But we're looking at net positive aspects nowadays. So the discussion has changed a lot. And in this program, one feature is that you have weekly office hours where you can discuss this, and you have 3 live sessions with us that you saw in the beginning with myself, Maurizio, and Livio, and where we discussed the general new latest developments in this area.
Exactly. So I'm writing to Rich. We can discuss anything going on right now in the live sessions, right? Because of course the videos were produced maybe a couple of months ago. So thank you so much, Frank. This is about the case studies. Also, there are a couple of organizational questions. Are often cohorts conducted? Will there be more dates in the year? Yes, of course. So just stay tuned on the emeritus.org page and watch this space, and you will see when the new courses will be, or new cohorts or new runs will be released. But how will day-to-day experience look like for you? I just wanted to mention this a little bit. So it's a mixture of asynchronous and live sessions, as Frank said, right? So you will have faculty sessions, you have weekly office hours, these are live, but these are not lectures, right? You can watch the pre-recorded videos whenever it suits you, and in combination with live sessions, you can get the most out of it. So the point is, you have a flexibility. You can, some people watch it before work, after work, during lunch, or over the weekend, and then you can join the live sessions, which are optional, but hopefully hugely beneficial for you, where you can discuss the content with the faculty, with your learning facilitator, or with your peers as well. So this is about difference between video lectures and live webinars or live sessions. You will have plenty of weekly assignments. So yes, there will have to be some effort to put into this. This is not just a passive watching of the videos. There will have to be some effort from your side when it comes to assignments, also interactive activities. There is always a great group of people who take this course, and they are experienced professionals, and you can learn from their examples, their experience as well. So let's not hesitate to take opportunity to network as well within the virtual environment. The case studies we already talked about, and during live sessions, we can also do breakout rooms, we can do polls and things like this. And also there will be a huge army of people behind the scenes making sure that everything works smoothly for you. So in case there is a logistical issue or technical issue or admin issue of any kind, the program support will help you in addition to your learning facilitator who will help you with the content, right? And you will have an access to the course website for 1 year from the start, typically. Now, not everybody wants to get the certificate, but I would highly recommend that if you put so much time and effort into this, it's a great idea to get the certificate. People then showcase it on their LinkedIn profile or on their CV, and this generally gets great response. So this is how it's going to look like, but it won't be a simple PDF document. It's ready for background checks and things like this. So it's encrypted and ready for background checks as well. So in case somebody's checking on you, whether you really did this or not. So once again, you see also now in the chat links from my colleagues regarding two options that you have going forward. It's either you are clear that this is the right thing for you, it is the right thing to do right now. You can just scan the QR code on my left if you have a phone in your hand, and this will lead you to apply now. So registration form, right? And then if in case you have more questions, we can still talk about it today, but in case you want to have a one-on-one discussion, you can scan the QR code on the right, and you can schedule a call with an advisor to talk about this one-on-one. So I see a few more questions. So let's see. Yeah, Anonymous is asking, what is the weekly time commitment expected? Frank, what would you say it is? Typically, it's about 4-6 hours. Is that more in this program?
It really depends how much you want to take out of it. We have people. I think in average it would be around 5 plus a little bit. We had participants who spent 10 hours per week who really pushed it. You know, and I must say one of those I know personally met afterwards a lot of times, and it's a she in this case. She made her company turn around actually with the input of this program. So it's up to you, as you said already, Rudy. But I think 5 to 7 is a realistic time scale.
Okay, and as I said, you will have an access to the course website for 1 year from the start, even though the documents typically you can download, but what you need an access for is the videos. So you will need an internet, and you can watch the videos for 1 year from the start. As I said, access to Imperial Campus space or library is not included because everything you need will be online, right? So there's no advantage or disadvantage whether you're based in London or not. Everything will be provided to you online. And there's plenty of material, as Frank says. You can go and do, let's say, the base stuff to get the certificate, but you can also go deeper, and then it will be a bit more effort. do we have capstone project towards the end? We have case studies, right? And is there a capstone at the end, Frank?
Oh, absolutely. That's what I mentioned before. Again, without mentioning the name, it's really the capstone project is this red line that goes through the red thread that goes through all the sessions, and where you collect information which you put together in the end into this pitch for the sustainability initiative. So you will assess your organization and then decide where would you think your company would benefit most from if you'd create an initiative. Initiative for us means some kind of activity around a certain challenge, around a certain sustainability topic that you want to address. And then with that, you put this pitch together in slides. And the very last part is actually you do a short video, an elevator. No, it's a bit more than that. It's a high building. It's more than an elevator video, but kind of a 3 to 5 minutes of real pitch that you film and that you can actually then use to show it to the relevant people in the organization. That's all part of the capstone.
Great stuff. So coming back to that point I made at the beginning, right? Imperial is about business, entrepreneurship, technology. So this is going to be hands-on, right? This will be as practical as it gets. Obviously, there are some things which are evergreen and other things that are a bit more topical of the day, and that's why we have live sessions. So you can also see there. But in general, this is meant to help you business professionals to advance in your careers when you are when you are exposed to sustainability topics. So once again, if you think this is clear, this is something that can help you. You can scan the QR code on the left, which is apply now or under apply now, or if you want to have a one-on-one discussion, you can also do that. Schedule a call using the QR code on my right. You have the same links in the chat in case you're joining us live. But if you're watching this from the recording, you can just scan the QR codes and they're going to work. Also, if you registered for this webinar, you will get the slides as well, and you will get the recording or the link to the recording in any case, right? So you can also follow Emeritus page on YouTube, and you will see this webinar there at some point. So any other questions for Frank or for the team? All right. Talking about the costs and the incentives, I think there is an early discount for if you are going to register soon enough. But I think the best thing is to click on apply now. It doesn't mean that you committed, and you will see what the latest fees and discounts are, because depending on when you watch this, the discount can be there or not anymore. So in case you decide that this is something for you, you can already do it, and then you will benefit from the early joining discount if it is still in place. And also you can schedule a you can also save money on referring this to other people. But I think the best thing is to just click on the apply now, and you will see what the fees are, and if there is an incentive to apply early, depending on what date it is versus the start of the program. So any other questions on sustainability? Or very clear, Frank? It's easy, right?
That's good. Sounds good. Now, it's let me just say, if you really want to have a program where you afterwards have the feeling I feel very comfortable that I know what's going on in this field, and I want to apply it now. This is the program for you. We try to create enough energy in this program that you can go straight out and apply it. So it will really looking forward to having you there.
And there is one question we didn't cover. Ulrike is asking, do you cover tangible technical funding solutions like retrofit to help realize especially net zero targets for SMEs or even individuals and collectives?
Yes, we're definitely talking about it, right? So particularly in the finance session, and so it's module 7. We discuss these aspects, and it's of course there's a great variety of areas we touch there. We try to keep it as flexible as possible so that it's suitable for bigger corporations and also for SMEs, right? So this is one of the areas where we try to be very mindful of. So you will also have the chance to discuss this with us in the live sessions if you feel it is not addressed in the way you felt you want to know a bit more about it. Therefore, that the live sessions are very helpful.
Absolutely. A question from Anonymous, do we focus specifically more on any particular sectors? Typically, this is industry agnostic. So there will be examples from different industries. You see here, case studies here from different industries, but maybe Frank, you have anything else to add on the industry specialties?
No, really, we try to keep it as broad as possible, take examples from many different areas and fields, different sizes of companies I mentioned already. Actually, we once had the idea that this is the program that gives you the basis in order to do an industry specific program, but we realized it's not even necessary because we cover all the fields. Of course, there may always be certain aspects that's very specific in an industry. Not all of them we can address, but we try to keep it as broad as possible.
All right, so typically we have senior executives, we have people from all around the world, we have people from different industries. So the program is designed so that this can cater to different interests to some degree, right? But as you said, Frank, this is as broad as possible. Plus, it gives you an opportunity to go deeper if you want as well, and also to connect what's going on in the world today versus what's an evergreen as well through the live sessions also. Emily, can we use my projects at work for capstone? Any comments on this, Frank?
Sorry, can you repeat? I couldn't hear
Emily
it well.
is asking if she can use projects from work as a capstone.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, look, the more applied, the better, right? So if you have a direct way to link it with what you're doing anyway at your work, perfect. The transition starts at the module 1 from our point of view. So if you're able to kind of connect this with work-related aspects that you are anyway engaged in, that's the best way. Absolutely.
All right, so I get a lot of comments. This was very helpful, Frank. So any final words before we let everybody go and register or think about this?
Oh yeah, I just well, as I said before, right? If you want to be the person in the room who knows what's or what it's all about in sustainability and how to apply it in the different areas, this is the program for you. You get it in a kind of not in the classical lecture way. We don't try to teach you modules and things like that, but we try to open discussions and see how you can apply it directly in your work. That's the most important thing for us in this program. So when you come out of it, you should be equipped to take any position in sustainability, or if you're not in this area and in a work in a certain business function, then you should be able to apply whatever you learned here in this function to bring the environment up to speed. So I think it's long but well invested time for you. So the feedbacks that we get from what the people we are in touch with afterwards is that they really find very concrete application ways of what they learned in this program, and that's the most important for us.
Great stuff. So we are hoping to see you there. Thank you so much for great questions. Thank you, Frank, for sharing your insights, giving us a bit of an overview of what it's all about, leadership in sustainability. So thank you once again, and I hope to see you soon.
All the best for everyone.